Hold on, it still says warning. 1 second. Alright. I think we're good. Alright, let me pop the chat out. Let me know if you can hear me. And I'll just sit here and wait. Why don't you tell me? Nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet. Seems good. I'm assuming that's about the audio, so that's good. Let me just make sure one more person says you can hear me. Yo, okay, I feel like you guys can hear me. Alright, so I actually have qualifying on my phone. I'm not watching it because I don't have a TV in front of me because I'm on the computer. But I can see that William Byron. Okay, you guys can hear me? Steven says you can't hear me. That might be you. Everyone else seems like they can. But anyway, yeah, the NASCAR app, I got that rolling. Looks like William Byron's on the pole at the moment. We haven't had many drivers go yet. What, like 6? Yeah, 6 drivers, so whatever. But anyway, let me read the comments because I don't really want to talk about too much of anything before we get qualifying. So, Paper Chaser says, Lego. I agree. I'm very excited for this race. Hopefully the rain stays off. Mr. Miyagi gives me the evil looking faces, which I'm ready to. Jeremy says, don't go to anyone else for NASCAR. I appreciate that. Glad you like the content. I know you were putting some comments on the videos earlier, and if you want to ask me that again, I can feel like I can explain that better through words than I can on text. John says, when are you joining Awesemo? I don't know. They've never talked to me before. If they'd want to have me do a show with them sometime, I'd be happy to do so, but I do like doing my own thing, so I would never branch off from that. But if they ever want to have me go on and do a show for something, I'd be happy to do so. Chris says, hopefully never. We need him here. I'll always be here. Don't worry. Tuxedo Hawk, I think that's your name. This is my first NASCAR DFS slate I'm entering. Probably will be a disaster. Hopefully not. NASCAR is very fun. I think we do a good job breaking it all down here. So hopefully you can learn a lot, and maybe you'll become a frequent NASCAR DFS player. He also says, but I saw they're doing the $4 free contest. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of new people playing today because of that free contest. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's a free contest where it's free money. You don't lose. Even my girlfriend's playing, so she's excited. I think she's in the chat watching, learning too. So I'm not giving her any lineup. She's building her own. So if she can do it, I'm sure you guys all can do that as well. Andy says, hey folks, let's get that money. And Chris, we trust. Appreciate the trust. Hopefully I don't let you down. John says, yes sir, let's get it. Excited for qualifying. Who do you think wins the pole? It seems like the Hendrick cars are usually really fast in qualifying, so I would say one of those guys. Maybe Chase Elliott, maybe Alex Bowman. They just usually seem to be fast in qualifying. Let's see. Andy says, plan on loading up on Truex. Yeah, he dominates this track. He is so good at Charlotte. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, sign up on Patreon, all that good stuff. Got to get the quick plugs out. But yeah, I posted a tweet. Truex is first in every single statistical category at Charlotte. Let's see. Real qualifying. Yeah, it's nice to actually have real qualifying. Tommy says, let's get it. Fly on Betros says, boogity, boogity, boogity. I agree. Let's go race some boys. John says, who's your guy's low-cost sleeper? Let me turn my volume down. Not sure yet in the low-cost sleeper because I don't know where they're going to qualify. Corey LaJoie's pretty good here, gaining spots. But, again, I don't know where he's qualified. Let me update my app really quick to see if anything has changed. Only 6 drivers still. I don't think my app's messed up, but Chris says, hopefully Chris can lead us to them plays. Yeah, hopefully. Tommy says, I'm the man, signed up for his Patreon last week and highly recommend it. Yeah, if you like a lot of data, it's just a whole bunch of data. Yeah, I put my own personal stuff there, but it's pretty much just a spreadsheet of all the information I look at. I preview it for you guys on YouTube, but yeah, it's got all the information I think you need to become good NASCAR DFS players. Chris says he signed up this morning. Awesome. I got like a lot of people on Patreon recently. Like I'm over 150 members, so I do appreciate all the people that do support me over on Patreon. Really means a lot. Put a lot of extra work into this stuff. Let's see, Dustin says 24 car. Yeah, he's on the pool at the moment. Looks like we got 7 cars now. Let's see. Byron, Hamlin, Bowman. Yeah, I can agree on Bowman. All right, might have to skip a little bit here. Let me see how many comments. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of comments. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all of these, guys. I'm sorry. There's so many. How many people we have in here? 84 at the moment. Or 142. Holy crap. Well, thanks you guys tuning in. Jeez, that's a lot of people already. Okay. Might pop the chat back up. Yeah, we're kind of just chilling right now until qualifying's done. Now I'm going to enter them on the spreadsheet, and then we can kind of talk about some potential plays. I guess I can just keep reading through the comments. Let's see, through 5 and qualifying first run. And if you guys have any updates on qualifying or news, please let me know, because I can't just stare at Twitter and read your guys' stuff at the same time. We'll have tire problems in qualifying, says Jeremy. Is that true? It's not good. Chris says DFS NASCAR GOAT. I appreciate it. I try my best out here. Mike says I can hear you. Good. Waiting on qualifying. Hey, John says, hey buddy, great having you on here live. Awesome. I'd never done live streams before, besides the last 2 I did, and they seemed pretty fun. I was a little nervous to do some before. I wasn't sure how many people would actually tune in, but apparently they're pretty popular, so I'm going to keep doing these. Let's see. Dave says, can't wait for your great insight. Awesome. Can't wait either. Dustin says, Yaley just spun in qualifying. Really? He looked faster than BJ McLeod according to the app, so it's kind of sad if that's true. Surf says, with you here on race day, Big G. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Bowdy says, it's full free contest. Yeah. It's free money, that $4 contest. You can enter up to 5 times, so you might as well put in $20 and see what happens. Aaron says, racers look like fools outside in pits wearing the masks. It does look a little silly, but hey, if that's what it takes to get racing, I'm all for it. Larry says, Team Penske for the win today. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of Blaney just because he's so cheap, so if he decides to do well, that'd be nice. Although, Logano and Keselowski have underperformed here compared to the guys in his price range, but they've been fast this season. Ralph says, Martin the chalk. Yeah, for sure, Martin Truex is the chalk, but I think it's a really good chalk. I mean, he just smashes here. The 3 out of the last 6 races here he's won. 50% hit rate. Justin says, what's up, brother? Only got about 10 minutes to watch you. That's fine. Hopefully we can get some information out there. I will have everything updated on Patreon, and you can probably find the qualifying order if it's not done by the time you have to leave. Nicholas Pringle says, won money back-to-back races. Awesome. Glad to hear it. You're welcome. Let's see. Aaron says 48. JJ car is sweet today. I'm sure it is. I'll be honest, I don't really look at the paint schemes before the race too much, but usually it's got some pretty nice looking. Is it the army colored car? Like the light green? Because if it is, I think I saw it look pretty cool. Let's see. Corey LaJoy so cheap on FanDuel. I'm not really sure how FanDuel works, to be honest, the scoring, so I don't think I can really comment too much on that. I don't want to give out advice I don't really know much about. DFS Pope says, Solana Construction, 2 Dom, 3 PD, 1 value, 3 Dom, 2 PD in a mid-teen. Always love the content. Awesome. Appreciate that. Line of construction, not totally sure how it's going to work yet because I don't know qualifying yet, but every lineup I'm going to have at least 2 dominators, and then some will probably have 3 because we have 400 laps, guys. It's not a short track either. It's a 1.5 miles, so it's a long race, 600 miles. It's going to be a marathon if I can get it in tonight with the rain, but a rain delay is going to make it even longer, but 2 to 3 DOMs per lineup. Then after that, I think you just fill it out for what fits. Obviously, you need some PD guys, and you're probably going to have to play 2 scrubs, to be honest, but you're going to be a little bit top-heavy just because you need the dominators. But if you go balanced and don't get any dominators and just go for PD, you're not going to win money because you have to have the dominators. Let's see. Sorry. Dave says, you the only DFS advice strategy for NASCAR picks I trust. Awesome. Glad to have your guys' trust. Hopefully I don't let you down. I try my best, though. I just present the statistics and base my opinions on them. So, Ralph says super cheap LaJoy. If you're talking about Draftkings, I think he's 50. I don't remember, but he's cheap and he's actually pretty good here, relative to his price tag. Sincere says, when will Chase Elliott wake up? Do you mean for qualifying or just in general? Because he's been really good so far this season. He's been the fastest car according to Green Flag speeds. Hopefully today, though. I plan on having a good chunk of Chase Elliott. He's too cheap. Mojo says both Truex and Kyle Busch wear Charlotte. Yeah. The reason, if you're looking at average DraftKings points scored for these guys that are 10K and above, it's like 40-something, which, it's not great, especially for these price tags. But that's just because of how good Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. here. They pretty much just take turns dominating the race. So all these other guys' numbers are going to be suppressed just due to how good they are here. But, yeah. Steven says, what is good money to leave on the table? Not sure how roster construction is going to look like, so might be a better question to ask after. But I wouldn't imagine you're going to have much salary at all because we're going to be playing a lot of dominators and they're all expensive. So probably not going to leave any salary on the table. John says, I'm going to get your Patreon. You've been a huge help. That's awesome. I mean, you don't have to, but if you feel like you want to and want to support my content, it's always much appreciated. After I do this live stream, I'm going to be getting to work. I'll probably be busy from about 3 o'clock to 6, but it's okay. I enjoy it, so it's going to be fun. Let's see. Aaron says, LaJoy mispriced on FanDuel. That's what I'm hearing, I guess. I don't know like anything about FanDuel, but if he's going to be that cheap, I guess he could be in play. But again, I don't really know how to construct lineups for FanDuel. Steven says 142. Yes, a lot of people so far. Let me check again. We are at, I don't know, it's not updating. But actually, let me just check qualifying really quick. See how that's going. William Byron is still in first. Chris Buescher's in second. Looks like we've got 10 people going so far. Let me just make sure my thing is working on the YouTube here. Then I'll get back to the chat. 195 people watching. Wow. You guys are awesome. Thank you for tuning in. All right, anyway, let me pop the chat back up. Man, qualifying's taking forever. All right, Mike says we're all drinking ready for NASCAR. I'm drinking water, but you guys can drink whatever you want. Enjoy the day. It's Memorial Day. It's really nice weather here in Ohio for once, so that's nice. But yeah, enjoy the day. Gonna be awesome. Have whatever beverage you want. Grill some steaks, whatever. Just enjoy the race tonight. David says on FS1. Need that NASCAR info, please, says Tyrenzo. Well, it's going to be here, so stick around and we'll see what qualifying happens. Let's see. John says Bubba Wallace quick on qualifying and angry face. I agree because I do want to play Bubba Wallace. He has been very good so far this season. Let's just look at his current momentum, and this is excluding Daytona. So momentum this season for Bubba Wallace, he's 5,900. He's got an average finish of 17.8, average running position of 22.9, 1 top 10, 3 top 20s. I mean, Bubba has I don't like that he qualified, that he looked fast early on, but fast for him, you know what I mean. But hopefully he can start outside the top 20. I have some interest because I was planning on playing some Bubba, but we'll see. Just depends, really. Let me get the chat back up. Okay. Joseph says the $4 contest is full. Wow. Okay. Never mind. I hope you guys joined then. Bowdy says, I respectfully disagree. Rasmus, masks are not bad. I mean, I really don't have a comment. I don't know much about that stuff. James says, Chris the NASCAR GOAT. Thank you, James. Timothy says, waiting for the cheat sheet update. Yep. Can't update. I know you're on Patreon. I can't update that until we get all the qualifying information. So figured I'd do this during qualifying. We'll talk it through. Then once qualifying's done, I'll answer some questions. We'll go over some really quick strategy. And then I'll get to work on the Patreon stuff for other people that do support me on over there. Ralph says 3:30 p.m. qualifying. No, it's right now. It's right now. Aaron says, like Harvick, Bush's light hat. Yeah. Why not? Your new live streams were fun. Thank you, Aaron. I think you've been in every single one so far. So appreciate all the people that do tune in. Looks like Christopher Bell's in second now for qualifying, so over 200 people watching now. Jeez. Cool. All right, let's see. Devin says storm chances are going down a little bit. Was 90, now 60. Good. I'm surprised we got that race in on Wednesday. I thought like 100%. I think I had to bet $100 on if the race was going to be raced on Wednesday or not. I would have said no, so got a little lucky there. Hopefully that luck continues. But it just seems like everywhere we go, we get rain for NASCAR. We even got it in Vegas, I think, for qualifying the 1 week, a long time ago. Roy says, at Chris, do you like Chase Elliott at that cheaper price? 100%. I think Chase Elliott is a really good play. He's been so fast this season. He's actually been the fastest driver this season so far, according to average green flag speed. So, yeah, I think Elliott's fine. He's led laps here before. I got nothing wrong with Chase Elliott. I plan on having a good amount of him, hopefully. Oh, Kyle Busch just went, and he's actually behind Byron, so that's interesting. Byron looked fast. Probably going to get one of those Hendrick cars up front. They're just so fast in qualifying usually. Let me see. What else we got? We have 16 cars that have went. Suarez looked really slow. He went behind BJ McLeod, so we might be playing some Suarez. So we'll see how that goes, but sheesh. Let's see. Matt says lots of people watching. Hit the like button for him. Yeah, hit the like button. The more you guys like it, the more people see my content, and obviously that helps me out. The Alabama guard says Suarez is truly driving a lawnmower. Yes, he is driving a lawnmower. I think he borrowed my mower from the barn out back. That's what it seems like anyway. But yeah, he was slow. I think I just mentioned that. He's behind BJ McLeod. That's sad. John says Yale recovered, just got loose. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not watching, so I don't really know exactly what's going on. Where am I at? Dustin says LaJoy looks good. Hopefully, he looked decently fast compared to where he's priced. I mean, he was faster than Custer, but yeah. Okay. All right. Oh gosh, chat just broke on me. 1 second. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Okay, I might, once qualifying's over, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all of these, but in a second. Big Redder says, so the strategy is to prioritize dominators over place differential. Yes, because there's 400 laps. If there was like 200 laps, yeah, we can get away with some more PD guys. But let's say you fade Kyle Busch because he's expensive. But if he leads like 200, 300 laps and you don't have him, but you have good PD guys, it doesn't matter because Kyle Busch is scoring well over 100 points. So you got to target dominators here. Probably want to go with 2 per lineup, but you can even stretch that to 3 in some, as long as it's like a cheaper guy. Because you're not going to be able to play Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Truex in the same lineup, more than likely, unless you're playing like 3 scrubs, which not really usually what the optimal is. So maybe you can get away with a Truex, Harvick, or Busch, and then maybe throw in like a Bowman or Chase Elliott. Or if William Byron ends up being on the pole, and you think he can lead 80 laps and finish top 5, top 10, that might be a decent way to go too. I know he's a little bit expensive, but just options. Landon says hello. Hello. I always see you in my comment section. Aaron says Byron will fall out of the top 10. He's holding right now, but there's a lot of good drivers to go. So it's pretty much just been pretty junk drivers than Kyle Busch. So we'll see if he sticks up there. Someone in my Discord just said Jimmy Johnson. He might have had a fast lap. I know he's going right now, so we'll see. Dustin says 17 is blowing blue smoke on his... Oh, that's never good. Never good. Oh, Jimmy Johnson on the pole as of right now. Tony, those Hendrick cars are always fast for qualifying. So we might see all the Hendrick cars starting up front. That'd be interesting because they're all pretty decent here. Mr. Miyagi says thanks for the weather update. Yeah, any more weather updates or whatever updates, let me know because I am looking at this chat and I'm looking at the NASCAR app, so I don't know anything else that's going on. SDP says, how long does qualifying take? It takes too long. I wish it was going quicker. I'm not really sure, though. Might be a while. Wyatt says, Chris, do you think we're going to race tomorrow because of rain? I hope not. It feels like every time there's rain in the forecast, the weather gods just make a little bit more room for NASCAR to get the race in, so we'll see. Sometimes. I know the Daytona 500 got rained, but... Aaron says, yes, light green for JJ. Yeah, he was fast. Very, very fast. Roy says, thoughts on Chase Elliott and his DK price. Like Chase Elliott a lot. I think he should be above 10K. I think he should probably be above Keselowski, right around where Truex is. So 9,700 I think is a nice steal. Mike says, Chris, why don't you play on FanDuel also? I don't know. I don't really like FanDuel. I don't like their layout that much. And I've just always played Draftkings, so I feel comfortable with Draftkings. So I feel like I just give better advice for Draftkings. I don't want to try something I'm not as good at and give out worse information. So I stick to what I'm good at. John says, man, lots of tire rubs going on. That's not good. I don't want any of my guys rubbing tires on the track. DFS Pope says, Chris Buescher looking strong in qualifying. Yeah, he's 6th right now, which kind of sucks because I did have some interest because he is pretty good here. But if he could fall down to the 20s, that'd be nice. I mean, there's a lot of good cars to go still. So let's see. Michael says, looks like Suarez will be starting in the back. Thoughts? I guess we can... He's a pump play. I mean, when he was in better equipment with the Stewart-Haas equipment in the 41 car, he was actually pretty good here. I think he has an average finish of... Well, let's just look. He had an average finish of... Where's he at? 12.5 at Charlotte when he was in good equipment. So, I mean, he was good here, but now he's driving a much worse car in that 96 car. So, but if he's going to be starting in, like, the back 7 spots, or maybe... He might even be worse than that. Maybe the back 5 spots. Yeah, I mean, he should be able to move up, so we'll see. But he's so slow. Stan says, do you find NASCAR easier than NBA? I do. I think NBA... well, I only play cash really in NBA and single entries because I feel like I'm really good at just finding like the chalk lineup of the night. It's like I usually have the same lineup as everybody, so I don't like play tournaments. But I think NASCAR's easier because I don't think a lot of people know exactly how to play NASCAR, so I feel like I have an edge. Or in NBA, I don't really think anyone has an edge anymore. I mean, yeah, the highest up players have an edge, obviously, but like it's just I think everyone knows what to do in NBA now. Like all the good cheap plays that you would think would be sneaky, they're all like 70% owned that night because everyone's smart now. Everyone's got optimizers. So I think NASCAR, I think I find it easier just because I think there's a bigger edge. Let's see. Mr. Miyagi says, do you think there will be bad blood today between Chase and Kyle? I hope not. I know that Kyle called him and they had a decent conversation. So hoping that's all good. Hopefully they can put that aside and hopefully have a strong race. Let's see. My Discord saying the Charlotte forecast is looking better. So they're agreeing with you. Landon says Chase has a chip on his shoulder for a win tonight. Hope he gets it done. Yeah, hopefully. I plan on having a good amount of Chase. Let me check my NASCAR app. Jimmy's still in the pole. Stenhouse looked okay. He's in 5th right now. Let me check how many people are in the 261. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people in here. About to make me nervous. Jeez. 260. Okay, nice. All right. Anyway, yeah, we still get the 200 cars up front in Kyle Busch. So looking like Hendrick is gonna be really trimmed out for qualifying. Who's my favorite sponsor, says Lucas. I don't know. My favorite drivers are the ones that do good for me that week on fantasy. My favorite driver is Ryan Blaney, just because he's got an Ohio connection there, but I don't really have a I mean, I like Kyle Busch's M&M car. I think that always looks pretty cool. And Keselowski's car looked cool, but I really don't have like a favorite sponsor or anything. Sincere says, how many crashes does this track have if there's a percent? I don't know the exact percentage. I know last year there was a good amount of cautions. It's kind of a narrower track. So, but I'm not playing it like a super speedway or anything. Bowdy says, what's Bob Twitter chance saying I'm getting race in now? Last I looked, which was about 30 minutes ago, it said 65 to 75%, which to me, it's better than 50%, so I'll take it. Big Order says 184. Man, that must have been a long time ago. There's a lot of... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up to all these guys. I'm sorry if I don't, but it's nothing personal if I don't read your comment. Dylan says Bubba or LaJoy. I don't know yet. I don't know where they're going to start. Is LaJoy faster than Bubba? They're right beside each other, so we'll see. I mean, if they're going to be right next to each other, I'll pick Bubba just because he's been better. But we'll see where they end up. Eric Jones is 4th right there with Kyle Busch. So we got 2 Chevys, and we got 3 Toyotas right there. That's interesting. Let's see. CS says the Doms can all crash. Well, yeah, anything can happen. A meteor can hit the track and everyone... something happens. But just basing off the history here, you got to play the Dominators. It's exactly what you have to do. If you're just playing straight place differential, you're not going to win. Based off history. MTV says, can Boyer finish a race? Hopefully. I like Clint Boyer. I'm not really sure I like him this week, but I like him as a driver. Sincere says, same here. Brian says, where do you consider dominators in qualifying position? 15 below, 10 below? Really, anyone can be a dominator just depending on their car. Like if, let's say Kyle Busch qualified 40th, he could still be a dominator. I mean, it would take him a while to get up front, but it really wouldn't surprise me if he ended up leading 100 laps. But mostly dominators are going to come from the front. Like, let's say Jimmy Johnson starts in the pole. Yeah, he's a potential dominator now. And this is actually a really good track for Jimmy Johnson. If you guys look at his recent track history, which I think is still on the screen, he's averaging 70 Draftkings points per race here. Average finish of 6.8. Running position of 6.9. 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s. Really good track for Jimmy Johnson, so he'd definitely be interesting. Sorry, I thought I heard something. All right, back to these comments. John says Stenhouse looking strong in qualifying. Yeah, I did have some interest in Stenhouse, which it looks like he's going to qualify a bit too high, so... Which is fine, because he's tough to trust anyway. Let's see. Larry says, depending on where Boyer qualifies, he might be an excellent point. He could be. He looked really fast last week. He was first in green flag speed, led a lot of laps, ended up getting wrecked, but... Oh, Boyer is 8th at the moment, so I assume he's going to drop a bit. So, yeah, Boyer might be an interesting play. What is he, 8,300? Yeah, 8,300, so... Yeah, it's not bad. Ross Chastain, 9th. Goodness. Harvick 10th. There's a lot of drivers to go still. We might be getting Kevin Harvick pretty far back. I'm sure you guys will say something about it in the comments when I get there, but yeah, Harvick, that's surprising. Slower than Chastain there. I don't know, maybe did something happen? Shoot, sorry, I lost the chat. Leslie says, who are our favorite dominators for this week? I don't know where they're qualified yet. Looks like Kyle Busch is near the front, which I love Kyle Busch. Keselowski all the way up to 2. I just saw that. Jimmy Johnson's on the pole. So we can definitely mix all these guys in. I mean, just before going into the qualifying, my favorites were Kyle Busch and Martin Truex, which I think is what everyone's is because they're just so good here. So, oh boy, where are we at? Sincere says, should have 195 likes right now. That'd be 100% like rate. That'd be nice. That's not how it works here, though. 257. Okay. Let's see, where are we at? Pedro says, just got here. What time do you expect to know where everyone qualifies? Hopefully soonish. We got how many cars done? 25. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Did someone say Harvick hit the wall in qualifying? It's pretty sad if so. Oh boy, okay. Steaks for last night, says Nick. Yeah, same. I had, what are they called? Filet mignon. They were really good. I think I did an okay job cooking them. Really good though. Let's see. CS wonder how many laps Byron can leave from the pool. Well, that's probably from a while ago because he's not on the pool anymore. Keselowski at 2 though. That's interesting. Dave says tonight's Cook 600 is on Fox Sports. Correct. Black Bibone says, hey Chris, thank you for your info and tips. You're welcome. If Half starts at 30, can you give us some great value? Probably not. Not starting 30th. He'd have to start like in the very back for me to have some interest in Quinn Half. Am I even saying that right? Is it Quinn Huff or Quinn Half? Doesn't really matter. I've never played him. Paper says Rowdy second. Yeah, man, I'm really far behind on these comments. Shoot, how many comments? MDB and wall. I skipped all the way down to the back. MDB hit the wall. Oh gosh, that's sad. Okay, I gotta go back up. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Which is fine. I love all the comments, so comment away. How do I feel about Reddick? It's tough trusting rookies. I feel like Darlington suited him a lot better. We'll see. I don't know where he qualified. Did Reddick go yet? Reddick is at... No, he didn't go yet. No. Okay, so... Not sure yet. Depends where he qualifies. If he's like 20 and back, yeah, I'll have some interest. He's been fast this season. Let's see. Do you like Elliott or Bowman today? I like both a lot. CS asked that. Love Bowman and Elliott. Bowman, if we look at his recent track history at these types of tracks, Bowman's got averaging 58 DraftKings points per race. Average finish of 8.2, which is better than anybody, tied with Matt Kenseth, which I can't really count because it's been a while for Matt Kenseth. 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 10 top 20s. I mean, Alex Bowman, he's been really good at these types of tracks in the past 10 races. He's been fast all season. He has not qualified yet, but definitely has some interest. I think he's a bit too cheap at 9,400. I think he could be closer to 94, or not 94, to 10K. Kyle Busch is 2 at the moment. Now he's down to 4th. Johnson's still in the pole. Looks like the Hendrick cars are going to be fast for qualifying trim. Tommy says such a good day with Tiger Payton versus the golf. I'm not really into golf, but I love Peyton Manning, so that's pretty cool. Got the smoker on. That sounds really good. Enjoy your food. Brian says Elliott looking for revenge after Wednesday. I hope not. I think they sorted it out. Hopefully they can put that aside and put on a good show today. Chris says, who's your favorite driver in the lower tiers? I would probably say like Bubba Wallace, Corey LaJoie, McDowell, Ty Dillon, those kind of guys, but I don't know exactly where they're starting at. Looks like they'll probably get pushed close to the 20s. Truex is going last, so excited to see where Truex starts. That's going to be like the one everyone cares about. Oh boy. Thanks for sharing your hard work. You're welcome, Rick. Thanks for stopping by. John says, I don't think Elliott is going to go after Rowdy today. I agree. I don't think this is the race to do it. Ian says, every time I'm tempted to play Suarez, he screws me over. I've had a good time with Suarez so far this year. He's actually been treating me pretty well, so he's not in the doghouse for me yet. I did play in the one race where his car didn't start at the very beginning, but they ended up getting that fixed. He had a decent day. Okay. Playing with the lineup right now. What's a good driver under 7,200? Under 7,200? Well, apparently MDB hit the wall. If he's going to start in the back, that's fine. He's 20th right now. Only ahead of like Yaley and Poole. So if MDB's in the back, yeah, you can certainly play him. I know this is not his greatest track at all. He's wrecked here the past 3 years, but I mean, he's in good equipment now. He's got like an average finish of about 10 so far this season. So, man, I know it's not been a good track for him, but he should finish higher than where he's starting. Aaron says, where am I watching? I'm not. I'm on the NASCAR app because I can't like watch qualifying and look at these at the same time. So I'm just on the NASCAR app, as simple as that sounds. Marco says, just signed up. Thanks. I saw an email that someone named Marco signed up. So yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Sam Bagger, do you prefer Kyle Busch or Randy Newman? I think you mean Ryan Newman. Might have been a spelling error. Or Chase Elliott. Just in general, who I think is going to score more points, it would be Kyle Busch, but they're all in different price ranges, so it's kind of like it had to be like a 2v2 question. But I think Kyle Busch would score the most points out of all those guys. Greg says, Jimmy looking good. Yeah, I am way behind because you guys are just now telling me, well, you guys aren't behind, I'm behind. I've seen that Jimmy got first. Yeah, he looked really fast. 29.7 on the lap time. So let's see, where else are we? We have 26 drivers done. We got some really good drivers coming up, so it's going to start getting really interesting. But yeah, Johnson's still in the pool. Keselowski is in second. Let's see, everyone's saying Jimmy's on the pool. Yep. Okay. Johnson is a lock. Dustin says, well, I don't know if he's going to be a lock. I'll definitely have some exposure, but it's a good track for him. He's been fast. There's a lot of good drivers behind him, though. And plus, we still have a lot of good drivers to go for qualifying, so we'll see actually where he ends up. Let's see. Jimmy J lock it in. Guys talking about the weather now. Let's see. Thoughts on Ryan Newman? I think he's too cheap. He's 6,500. He's got an average finisher of 19, 2 top 10s, 1 top 5. Current momentum so far, which I know the sample size is smaller, but he's got a finish of 14.5, average running position of near 15. I mean, he should probably be around 7K. There's no reason for Ross Chastain to be more expensive than him. So I think Ryan Newman's way underpriced, and just depending on where he qualifies, I think he'll probably be a pretty good source of salary relief with a decent finishing position upside as well. Oh, boy. Thoughts on Poole? I don't know where he's at yet. Did he go yet? Poole did go. He is like 5th slowest at the moment. He's fine. He's actually been not terrible, but doesn't look like he's going to be like 35th and back, so probably not going to have any Poole, maybe a couple. He's got an average running position of like 30 this season, which isn't bad, but we'll see how the qualifying goes. Harvick time, yeah, I'm way behind. Yeah, Harvick looks slow. Everyone's saying Harvick was slow. I was surprised when I saw that. What is he right now? He's 12th, and there's still a lot of good cars to go. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Offer some PD upside with Dominator potential as well. Aaron says, what's the most memorable crash, unfortunate event that you can remember that cost you a lot of money? Okay, I think it was Daytona. It was my first or second year playing NASCAR DFS. I didn't do any content. I didn't even have a YouTube channel yet. I played Eric Almirola. He was starting 38th, I think, 35th, and there was like a lap or two left, and Almirola was in first place and I won the race, and I had 95% Almirola. Like, I was all in. It was going to be a really, really good day. And then Austin Dillon wrecks him, and then Austin Dillon wins the race. So that's why I don't like Austin Dillon. He cost me a lot of money because I had 95% of a guy starting in the back in first, and then Austin Dillon wrecks him, I think, on the last lap, and it was very upsetting. Devin says Harvick looked good in qualifying. Yeah, he's looking like a good PD play. He looks slow in qualifying, though. I mean, he's behind Chastain, Buescher, Stenhouse, Bell. Eric Jones not in a good spot for price. Yeah, I don't really like Eric Jones in that starting spot. Looks like he's going to get pushed back to what? Oh, we had some other good drivers go. Chase Elliott, 2nd. I'm telling you, all the Hendrick cars, they're trimmed out for qualifying. Alex Bowman, 6th. Hamlin, 7th. Sorry, I haven't looked at this in a while. So that's interesting. Elliott's on... Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson in the front row. That's interesting. I think Chase Elliott probably edges them out, although I know we still have some more cars to go, so we'll see. But if that was the front row, I think it's a really interesting front row. Dave says LaJoy 11th. Ouch. He is falling, though. Where's he at now? He is in 16th. We still got about 10 cars to go, so it's actually not looking like LaJoy's going to be that great of a PD play, which sucks. Has Logano or Brad done qualifying yet? Brad has. I don't think Logano has yet. All right. Blue Deuce P2. Yeah. Brad K. Okay, I'm going to skip this a little bit. You guys are talking about the MD. Ty Dillon. I think he's fine. Hold on. Let me go all the way down here. Let me check how many people are watching again. 311. Holy moly. It's awesome. Never dreamed of having this many people on a live stream. It's awesome. Memorial Day weekend, everyone's off work. And you got the pandemic, so I guess everyone's just tuning in on YouTube today. Oh gosh, okay, I lost my spot. If I skipped your question, it's nothing personal at all. I can't answer all of these. Okay, I'm gonna skip the MDB stuff. We're gonna go down to Aaron. I mean, if I missed your question, you can try doing it again, and if I catch it, I'll answer you. Will chalk be spread out more today? Depends on how this qualifying goes. I think Busch and Truex will still be chalky. Harvick at 14th. At the moment, he's going to probably fall back to around 20. I feel like he'll be high owned for PD upside. Jimmy Johnson, if he lands the pole, it's Jimmy Johnson. There's going to be a lot of casuals playing today, and if there's one thing casuals know, it's who Jimmy Johnson is. So I feel like they'll be playing Jimmy Johnson, which not to say he's a bad play, but definitely has some ownership there. Chase Elliott is a fan favorite. He looks like he's going to be starting in the top 5 probably. So I feel like most of the ownership's going to go on Busch and Truex, but I don't think anyone's going to be like 60% owned. But although MDB though, he's probably going to be chalky just from where he's at right now. Harvick all slow. They already did the inspection. Big Ritter to answer that question. Let's see. Ty Dillon, anyone need info? Sarah asks. So Ty Dillon is usually a favorite of mine to play as a cheap play. He's got an average finish of like 18 this season, I believe. Yeah, 17.8. Average rank position of 21.4. Him and Bubba Wallace have been pretty impressive so far. So I was going to have interest, although it looks like Bubba's going to be starting pretty high. But I'm going to be forced to play some of these guys. So, all right. Where are we at now? Anyone else go? Nope, we still got Blaney's up next. I'm actually really interested to see where Blaney goes because I think he's way underpriced. So we'll see. Oh, boy. Crystal Ball says, any advantage in grouping teams this week? I'm not really a guy that puts teams into too much consideration, although it's nice to look to see what teams have shown speed. Like Hendrick Motorsports has been extremely fast. William Byron, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, they've all been fast. And as you can see, they're all qualifying high. If you think they're going to all show speed, you can do that, although they're all starting kind of up front. I don't think all of them are going to dominate, so I really wouldn't stack teams too much. JGR's been quick here the past forever, so I mean, you can certainly look at stacking JGR. I mean, Kyle Busch and Martin Truex, but I'm not really going on my way to stack them, but they just so happen to be really good here, so I guess you could stack a little bit, but not really something I do. Reddick hasn't run yet. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't, so I really can't answer that question. Jack Koff yet? Winter says, you're doing great. Audience well deserved. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the audience. Turbo says, do you put more stock on the crew chief since the race will change as it gets dark? Not really, but I will say Truex is amazing at night, so maybe he starts off a little slow. Probably not. Truex is good here the entire time, but Truex is like amazing at nighttime. I don't know what it is, but no, I'm not really too worried about that, but there is going to go through several phases during this race. It's going to start out in the evening when the sun's out, then it's got to like dusk where it's changing, and then we're going to get nighttime where the track's going to cool off a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see who's good early on and then who fades late. So if someone's doing really good early on, they might start fading late. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh boy, where are we at? Number 9 won't fire up. He won't fire up? Or I'm behind. He already went, so I'm sure that problem got fixed. You scared me for a second. Shane says, can you explain dominators and stuff? I'm new and dumb. No, you're not dumb. I wouldn't know what dominators were if I was my first time. So dominators, these are guys that can get up front and lead laps. And I also posted a video on how to play NASCAR DFS. So if you want to check that out, it explains everything, but I will explain it here. So dominators, these are guys that can get up front and lead laps. So you get 0.25 points for each lap you lead, and 0.5 points for each fast lap you get. And these are guys like Kyle Busch, Truex, Harvick. These guys dominate the race. Yes, they're expensive, but sometimes they can get 100, 200 points, so depending on how many laps they lead. So dominators are the guys that get up front, lead laps, and you need them. Sarah says, awesome job, my friend. Thank you very much. Jake said, Jake says, hit that like. I agree. You should probably hit that like button. Ian says, do you play DB even though he hit the wall, or is it a bad sign he hit the wall with no one else on the track? I wouldn't say it's a bad sign, although he has wrecked here the past 3 years. Maybe that's a sign for what's going to come. Starting, where's he at? Oh, where's he at exactly right now? He's 27th, and we still got 5 drivers to go. So, yeah, he's going to be a good PD play. Hopefully he can keep it out of the wall and just top. I mean, he's too cheap. Hold on, some more guys in qualifying. Kent's is 3rd at the moment. Logano's 4th. Byron's 6th. Busch 7th. Newman 13th. Hopefully he can fall back a little bit more. Harvick 17th still. Blaney 21st. That's awesome. I think he's an amazing play. Blaney at 21 is really, really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. Hold on, someone else just went. Johnson's still in the pool. I don't know who just went. I missed that. But it just updated. Anyway. MDB says, low ownership now? Probably the opposite. He probably just went up a lot. I'm going to have to skip a little bit, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not skipping your comments on purpose. I just need to catch up because I'm going to have to start putting stuff on the spreadsheet, which you guys can watch me do that. Landon says, so far we got a Hendrick front row. That was a while ago. Okay, I'm going to have to... Almirola spun. Okay, I'm going to skip to the bottom, guys. Nothing personal if I skipped your question. I just got to catch up. Or I'm going to be here till 4, and I got to do stuff on Patreon. So, Almirola spun. Man, that's another guy I thought was just way too cheap heading into the week, and I was going to have interest if he qualified low, but he tends to qualify high, so I wasn't really going to talk him up too much. But since he spun out, Almirola, Ryan Blaney, I think those are all going to be really good, cheap plays. So I'm actually looking really forward to lineup construction. It should be pretty easy to fit guys in. Yeah, everyone's just going off on Almirola here. Yeah. So you didn't even get a lap in? You didn't get a lap in? Like, so he's gonna start dead last? Did he not get a lap in at all, or did he wreck? I'm just on the bottom of the chat, guys, so I'm not skipping anything. It's just what I see at the bottom at the moment. No damage. Okay, that's good. Didn't complete a lap. All right, so Almirola, Ryan Blaney. I mean, 2 good cars that have top 10, top 15 potential for sure. I mean, Ryan Blaney for sure. I'm liking this slate. That's awesome. I had a lot of interest in Almirola heading into the week, but it's just he tends to qualify too high, so that's awesome. Oh, gosh. Buddy saw a frog in the track. At least he saved the frog's life, if that's the case. Dead last, I think, no damage, no laps. He spun. Okay, cool. So he's going to start dead last. That's pretty awesome, actually. Ryan says he's going to fade and make my lineup different. That'll definitely make your lineup different. He might be the highest owned driver. No lap. Over under 4 caution wrecks today. Probably way over. I mean, we got a lot of laps. 400, so. Probably, I'd take the over there. All right, we got 4 more drivers to go. Looking like JJ's going to get the pole. I'm really excited to see where Martin Truex qualifies. That's like the big one this week. And then after that, after we get qualifying done, I'm going to put all the guys into the spreadsheet. You guys can watch it with me, I guess. As exciting it is, watch me punch numbers on a spreadsheet. Then we'll go a quick glance over, and then I'm going to have to head out to do Patreon work. So if you want all the extra stuff, it'll be there. But I got to get to work because we don't have much time. Where are we at? McDowell, Sarah asks. Where did McDowell go? I didn't see him. McDowell's in 22nd. We got 4 drivers to go, or 5 drivers to go, so he might fall down a bit. It's nice that Blaney and Almirola and MDB are so low now, because it might mean we don't have to punt all the way, because this is actually a pretty nice roster construction it's looking like. We got Elliott up front, JJ up front, so it's looking nice. Looking mighty nice. Camera's fuzzy? Okay, hold on. Let me check my stream. Let me just unplug it. Alright, let's see. Okay, I think it's better. Sometimes it does that if I don't look at it for a while, or if I look at something else. Let me know if the camera's not fuzzy. Where are we at? I missed a lot. Up to 345 people. Goodness, thank you guys all for tuning in. That's amazing. I thought 100 was a lot the one day. Blake says, do I have interest in Kenson since he qualified so high? Not really. Not really. I don't really see him getting up front, leading laps. Let me know if that camera's better. Okay, we're good? Cool. Ronnie says we have a chalk. Yeah, we do have a chalk. We got Almirola. We got MDB starting probably in the 30s. We got Blaney close to 25th, looking like. So Harvick 7th. I mean, there's a lot of these dominators can get PD upside too. So it's gonna be interesting. Jeremy says, do I like JJ if he's on the pole? Yeah, he's fine. He could certainly lead laps early. I mean, he's got a fast car. It's just Chase Elliott's right there. So it wouldn't surprise me if Chase Elliott beat him on the first lap, to be honest. So, and if Johnson doesn't lead any laps and start first, he's not going to be in the optimal. So if you're playing JJ, you need him to dominate a good portion of this race, especially because he's, 9,200. Oh, Austin Dillon, 4th? Wow. Dylan fourth. Goodness. I know he has a win here, guys, but that was off of fuel mileage, so that's probably going to be a fade for me. That's just a little bit way too high. Fly on Albatross says, hit the like button. I agree. Hitting the like button would be nice. It does help me out. What are we at now? 347. 123 likes. Goodness. Cool. Oh, gosh. Turn my phone off. I forgot I was looking at qualifying. Probably made my camera fuzzy again because I'm not looking at it now. Hopefully not. Kurt Busch on the pole? Holy crap. Wow. Kurt on the pole. That makes things interesting. Got rid of that Hendrick front row, I guess. Yeah, Kurt Busch. I mean, he's solid everywhere pretty much. And if you look at his track type form, at these types of tracks, Kurt's got average line position of 10.2, average finish of 9.8, 4 top 5s, does have a win, 7 top 10s. Whew, that's going to be interesting. Might have to play some Kurt Busch, which he's only, 8,700? If we can get a Dominator 8,700 that leads over 60 laps, although there is competition caution on lap 20, so that could shake things up as well, so it's going to be interesting. Ty Dillon 14th. Come on, all the cheap guys are qualifying way too high for me, man. So we got Ty Dillon 14th. We got Wallace. Well, I guess Wallace 21's not too bad. Corey LaJoy 22nd. Nemechek 23rd. McDowell 25th. It's not bad. Custer 26th, pretty good too. Priest 27. Maybe not all the guys. Suarez. Oh, I forgot about Suarez. Suarez is what? He's going to be like 38th, 37th, 38th. All right, Truex is going, right? Reddick is 5th. Wow. Man, Chevy's got the top 6 spots right now. They're really trimmed out for qualifying, I guess. All right, Truex is up. I'm excited. This is the one I've been looking forward to. Harvick is going to be chalk, and I'm okay with it. Yeah, Harvick should be a pretty good play. I'm actually really excited to see where Truex qualifies here. You guys are going to have to let me know. 370 people. Wow. Cool. All right, let's see. Where is Truex going to be, guys? Looks like guys who went out first had a disadvantage. Yeah, looks like these guys. Truex 8th. Cool, we get some PD upside too. Yeah, I'll take Truex at 8th, of course. Mike says Chris is blowing up. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm trying my best out here. Truex 8th, okay. I mean, he started, 14th the 1 year and still dominated 1. That's fine with me. Bush at 11th. So it looks like, yeah, JGR was decently slow there in qualifying, which might be a good thing. Maybe they're trimmed out for the race better than qualifying. All right, so that was it, everybody, right? That's everybody. Okay, let's put this on a spreadsheet. Where's my spreadsheet stuff? Okay, gonna go to qualifying, and we're gonna type these numbers in. I guess I can talk through it. I don't know how this is gonna look, because I have to minimize my window. Okay, part of the screen's gonna be black at the moment, but bear with me. Okay, so we got Kurt Busch on the pole. Oops. You guys can ask some questions or something. I'm gonna put these on the spreadsheet at the moment. Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott. I can actually talk through these. So how about that? So Kurt Busch on the pole is interesting. Did I not spell Jimmy Johnson right or what? Okay. So Kurt Busch on the pole is interesting. He's good at these types of tracks. Oh, I don't know if I'm able to talk through this at the same time. Okay, hold on. Matt Kenseth. And if my arms look weird, if you can see them, it's because I have my laptop on like a pedestal thing, so the camera angle's better. So I gotta type a little weird. Tyler Reddick. Austin Dillon. Joey Logano. Well, actually, this is gonna take forever. I don't want to lose the audience here. So let's just. I got it on the NASCAR app. So let's just talk about that now. So fire away some questions. And then after we're done, I can't stay on too much longer because I got to do the Patreon content. But I'm looking at it right now. So let me just look at the back. We got Almirola starting 40th. I'm going to give you guys some quick thoughts here. Quick thoughts. Polish stuff will be up later. But Almirola starting 40th. you can almost just lock and load that. Outside of a wreck, I don't see how he doesn't make the optimal, to be honest. The guy's got top 15 upside, top 10 upside. He's been fast so far this season, so I mean, I think Almirola is pretty much the lock button in cash games, and if you want to make him your highest owned driver today in GPPs, I have no problem with that either. I'm just going from the bottom to the top here, guys. Not looking at the chat at this moment, but I will look back at him and answer some questions, and I'm going to have to get out of here. Daniel Suarez, he is starting 37th. Yeah, Daniel Suarez, he's never fun to play. 390 people? Jeez. But starting 37th, he's going to move up. He should be able to pass McLeod, should be able to pass Poole, Yaley, Hill, Golding. I can see a top 30, maybe get close to a top 25. This was a good track for him when he was in Stewart Haas equipment, but obviously that's not the case anymore, and he's driving my John Deere outside. But starting 37th, he should be able to move up. He is 6,200, I believe. If you look at his momentum so far this season, he's got an average running position of 28.2, which is not great, but we'll take it. If he finishes 26, his average finish this season, we're not going to be upset about that. That's over 10 place differential spots. So I like that. Sorry, I just glanced at the chat. Have I tried Fantasy Cruncher and Lineup HQ? I have tried Lineup HQ before, but I prefer Fantasy Cruncher just because I feel like I get more, what do you call it, accessibility, I guess. Although the one thing I don't like as much is I can't put a minimum exposure. With Lineup HQ on Roto Grinders, you can put a minimum exposure. Fantasy Cruncher, you can't, so I got to play around with that a little bit more than I'd like. But overall, I like Fantasy Cruncher a lot. And I just lost the qualifying stuff. Where are they at? All right, well, I just lost the qualifying thing on the NASCAR app. Hopefully is it posted? Well, shoot, I lost it. Let me check Twitter. I'm sure Bob posted it on Twitter or something. I apologize for the delay. 1 second. I don't know, the NASCAR app just took it off. Let me check their website. I guess I can just answer some questions. DH says, when does Brad not wreck? Well, this hasn't been the most amazing track for him just because he did wreck into Chase Elliott the one track, so his number's going to be skewed a little bit. But, I mean, overall, it's not been terrible. But, okay, I got the order again, so we're back in business. Okay, sorry. All right, we're back. So, I was just talking about Suarez. I think he's fine. No interest in these McLeod guys, Poole, whatever. No really interest. Matt DiBenedetto starting 33rd. I think that's another play you can go high on. No, it's not been a great track for him at all. He has wrecked here a lot. Past 3 years, I believe. But starting 33rd, he's in the Wood Brothers car. Better equipment. He got an average finish of what this season? 9.8 if I remember correctly. Or 10? 10.2. I mean, I don't think he's in the top 10, but if he can top 15 with that price tag, we'll take it. And there's the upside for that. Timmy Hill's too high, Golding's too high, Priest at 29th, okay. I think that's fine. He's been having a terrible season so far, just a lot of bad luck. But starting 29th, we need some cheap guys just to finish our dominators. And if he can get a top 25, I think we'll be happy. What's his price tag? Priest is 6K, so that's fine. Cole Custer starting 28th. I know he's a rookie. It's tough to trust rookies. He really screwed us last Wednesday because he wrecked early on, which I had a lot of Cole Custer. But starting 28th, he should be able to move up. I don't mind Custer. McDowell 27th is fine. I mean, if you look at his stats here at Charlotte, McDowell has an average finish of 23.7. Does have 3 top 20s, but I don't expect too much out of McDowell. But we're going to need to play some cheap guys, so I think starting 27th, that's actually a pretty solid spot for McDowell. Can't really complain too much compared to where these other guys are starting. Blaney starting 26th. That might be one of my favorite plays this week just because of how cheap he is. He's really good at 1.5 mile tracks, or these types of tracks, large ovals, I should say. And our most comparable track so far that we've had this season is Vegas, and he was first in green flag speed. Should have won that race. He was second fastest in green flag speed at Fontana. So he's been fast at large ovals so far, top 2 car each one. So starting 26, I know he's been unlucky this year, but I think that stops, and he could contend for a top 10, top 5 even. That might be pushing a little bit, but I like Ryan Blaney a lot, starting 26, and he's way too cheap. We're at 400 people watching. Oh, there's my girlfriend. Yeah, Julie's in the chat now. Hello. She's actually playing NASCAR this week, and I'm not giving her lineup. She's voting it herself, so hoping she does well. She's in the free contest, so wish her luck. Nemechek starting 25th. He's been driving really well this season. I know he really screwed us. Well, I shouldn't say he screwed us. I really didn't play John Hunter Nemechek starting 12th. I know if you guys played him, he screwed you, but DH has Blaney backup car. Is that true? I mean, either way, it's fine. But yeah, Nemechek starting 25th. He's been driving pretty well so far this season. I don't mind that. LaJoy starting a little bit too high for me. I know it's been a decent track for him for some PD upside, but he is starting 24th. He's got an average finish here of 24.5, averaging 11 PD spots per race, but starting 24th, there's not a lot of upside. He is cheap, so if you think he can finish right around where he starts or maybe move up a couple of spots, that's fine, but don't expect too much. Michael says she's a keeper. Yes, she loves sports and she loves Call of Duty. We do that every day. She loves Call of Duty. Even got some wins on Warzone, so yeah, she's pretty cool. Bubba Wallace starting 23rd. That's fine. He's got an average running position of 17.8 so far this season, which is actually pretty good for this price range of 5,900. Not much room for PD upside, but I think he started 21st last race, and he ended up being a pretty good play. So I don't mind Bubba. Again, we're forced to play some of these guys starting in the back, but he's like a lineup filler kind of guy, not going on my way. And I just saw that Damien signed up for Patreon, so thank you. I appreciate that. I'll get everything. I'm going to hop off here soon, and I'm going to work on Patreon. So let me just go up the list, guys. I'll answer like 5 questions, and I got to get out of here to work on stuff for Patreon. Harvick starting 22nd. Yeah, that is really low. I didn't realize he was starting this low. He's going to be popular. It's for a good reason. The guy can get a front lead laps. If you look at his track history here at large ovals, average finish of 9.4, 2 wins, 6 top 10s, averaging the second most laps led, or fast laps per race, averaging the most laps led. Yeah, I think that Kevin Harvick is a pretty good play. Sorry, I'm reading the chat at the same time. I know he's expensive, but the guy can get up front too, and he's been so fast this season. He's first in momentum. I mean, Kevin Harvick should be a pretty smash play. It's just you can't play him, Truex, Kyle Busch all in the same lineup, so you got to make some decisions here, guys. Clint Bowyer starting 20th. That's fine. This hasn't been the greatest track for him, but he was super fast last race. Obviously, he's in good equipment. If we look at his average finish here, it is 19.5, which is not great, but I think he can outdrive that a little bit. So Clint Bowyer's fine starting 20th. Not someone I'm going out of my way to fit in my lineups, but he's decent. I'll have some exposure for sure. Buescher starting 19th, a little bit too high. He's fine, but sorry, these aren't my most polished thoughts, guys. I'm just going straight through the order. This is the first time I'm looking at the whole thing, so I'm sorry if this doesn't sound like the best advice in the world, but this is my first thoughts. Newman starting 18th. That's fine. He is 6,500. I honestly think he should be closer to 7,200, probably right around there, maybe a little bit more. And he's got top 15 upside. I know we don't have a lot of PD upside, but his average rank position this season is 14.9, I believe. 14.5, just decimal difference. So if he can get us a top 15 at 6,500 with top 12 upside, we'll take it all day. I know there's not a lot of upside there at starting 18th, but he's better. He's a better driver than being priced 6,500. So I don't mind Ryan Truex. I don't mind Ryan Newman. Guillermo, he signed up as well. Thank you for the support on Patreon. Yeah, Ryan Newman's fine. I like the price a lot on him. Ricky Stenhouse, he was a guy I had interest coming into the week. You're starting a little bit too high. He's tough to trust. He loves to wreck. You could sprinkle him in and hope he gets the top 15, but not something I'm going to have too much exposure on. Ty Dillon's starting way too high. I like the guy, but he's starting way too high. Christopher Bell starting a bit too high. All the JGR cars started qualified right beside each other. Bell's 15th, Jones 14th, Hamlin 13th, Busch 11th, so they're all grouped together. Favorite out of that group is obviously going to be Kyle Busch. Denny Hamlin's fine starting 13th. The problem is he doesn't really dominate here. It's pretty much just because Kyle Busch dominates and Martin Truex. He's only averaging 22.8 laps led per race here. Not much. I just really don't see him getting up front this race. Now, he's been fast, so I will give him that. I'll probably sprinkle him in a little bit, but Kyle Busch starting 2 spots ahead of him. There's a lot of good cars ahead of him. I think it's going to be a tough road for him to dominate this race, but it's certainly possible. It's a long race. Anything can happen. I mean, he got up front at Darlington that last race and ended up winning because of the rain. But, yeah, him was fine. You can sprinkle him in. Alex Bowman starting 12th. Look, this guy has been dominant at large ovals so far the past 10 races. If you look at his numbers, average finish of 8.2, 2 wins, 10 top 20s, which obviously we need more than a top 20, but that's right there with Logano and Martin Truex. So he's been very, very good, averaging the second most laps led and the third most fast laps. So, yeah, Bowman's fine, especially starting 12th. I think he's too cheap at 9,400. He's got the potential to get a front lead lap. So, yeah, Bowman's fine. Kyle Busch, obviously he has been absolutely dominant, right behind Martin Truex Jr. at this track. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this a little bit quicker because I want to get the stuff on Patreon done. But, yeah, Kyle Busch starting 11th. We got PD upside. I think he can get up front still. It might take him a little bit. But man, I'm getting a lot of people on Patreon. I see the notification. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I like Kyle Busch. Guy's been great. Right behind Martin Truex for me. Grades out 1-2 in my power ranking thing on my spreadsheet. So yeah, I like Kyle Busch a lot. I probably won't lead the first stage, but there's a competition caution on lap 20, so I think that's going to shuffle things around a little bit. Yeah, definitely want exposure to Kyle Busch. I think he's going to be one of the more popular drivers, but I think that's for a good reason. Let me just check how many people we got in here right now. 447 people. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, cool. William Byron starting 10th. So he was second in green flag speed at Vegas, which is our most comparable track so far. Problem is, he's really expensive. He's not a guy I expect to dominate this race. There's not much room for PD upside. So I'm probably not going to be playing much William Byron, if any. Does he have top 5 potential because of that Hendrick speed? Of course. But I don't really want to pay $9K for someone that's not going to have the potential to dominate. It can happen, but I just don't really see it happening. So I'm going to be lower on William Byron. Brad Keselowski starting 9th. Not a lot of interest there. I like the guy starting around him a lot better. I'd rather play Truex for sure. I'd rather play Kyle Busch. I'd rather play Bowman. I'd expect Keselowski to be really low owned. So if you want a low owned potential dominator, you could go with him. I mean, he hasn't really led too many laps here at Charlotte, but he's fine. Not a lot of it. Just doesn't really stick out to me. But Truex starting 8th. That's the guy. I think we're all playing Truex, right? We're playing him in cash more than likely. 10,600. He should probably be closer to 12K. The guy is just amazing here. If you're looking at his track history, 113 DraftKings points per race, average finish of 3.5, running position of 5.3, 3 wins, 5 top 5s, 140 laps led per race here. I mean, he led 392 out of the 400 laps here. I think it was 2016, if I remember correctly. It's insane. The guy is amazing. I think he gets up there quick. He's been really good at nighttime over the course of forever. So maybe if he's not as fast early on, he'll improve as the night goes on. Or if this race gets delayed and we start at the nighttime, that's even better for Truex. So yeah, I love Truex. Probably going to plug him in there for cash games. Got a little bit of PD upside as well. Logano, he's been amazing at large ovals. If we look at the past 10 races, he's only 10K. He does have a win, 4 top 5s, but he's not that great at Charlotte. And I just don't think he's going to dominate over the guys like Truex, Kyle Busch. It's possible, but I don't see myself having too much Joey Logano. You can sprinkle him in for sure because he's been really, really good so far to start the season. I like his price tag. Not something to go too high on, but if you're playing GPPs, like I'm playing 150 lineups, I'll have some Logano in there. I'm not going to completely fade the guy because we got 400 laps, and if he ends up getting up front leads 200 laps and I don't have him, I'm going to have a really bad night. I don't want that to happen. Dylan starting 6th. No, thank you. Reddick. I like Reddick. I've been a guy that plays Reddick a lot. Not this time. Starting 5th, that's way too high. Kenseth, no thank you. I know the numbers are strong here, but that's when he was in a JGR car, and JGR crushes here. Now he's in Kyle Larson's old car. I mean, it's obviously still great equipment. Kyle Larson was a monster in that car, but I don't know. Starting 4th, not much upside to get PD, and I really don't see him winning the race and dominating. Chase Elliott starting 3rd. That's probably my favorite play of the guys starting in the top 3 because I like Chase Elliott a ton heading into the race. He's 9,700, which is way too cheap, and look, he's led how many laps so far this season? I think he's like 3rd in laps led, if I can find it. Yeah, averaging 38.2 laps led per race, which is second most, only behind Kevin Harvick. 26.4 fast laps, which is 3rd, only behind Bowman and Kevin Harvick. So I like Chase Elliott's chances of getting up front leading laps early on. So definitely want exposure to Chase Elliott. If you think he can lead a majority of the first stage, and then maybe Kyle Busch, Truex come in for stage 2, 3, 4, whatever, it's possible. So I don't mind Elliott at all, and it's actually not that hard to fit Elliott, Truex, and Busch in. You might have to punt more guys than you'd like to, but it's possible to get them all in, and they can all lead laps. So Chase Elliott's a tremendous play in my opinion. JJ, he's strictly GPP. He is starting really close. There's not much room for error out of him, and you got Chase Elliott right behind him. You got Kurt Busch in front of him. We'll see who wins that restart. Maybe Chase Elliott wins the restart, makes a cool move. Cool move, I know. But I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, Chase Elliott. So I like Chase Elliott a lot. Jimmy Johnson, strictly GPP for me. A lot of risk there. Fast car all season, but with Elliott right behind him, I trust Elliott to get out front more than I do Jimmy Johnson. And Chase Elliott has been faster so far this season. Obviously led more laps, so I trust Elliott, and he's only 500 more. Kurt Busch, he is on the pole. That's really interesting because I like Kurt Busch. I played him quite a bit. Now, he really disappointed me last Darlington race, which was at nighttime, so that could be a little bit concerning if that translates over into this race. But he is good at these types of tracks. If we look at his numbers, average finish of 9.8, which is right up there with these guys that are 10K and above. Average on position of 10.2, 4 top 5s, 1 win. I mean, but we need him to dominate. We need him to finish in the top 5, and that's just really risky business. I might have, not might, I will have some Kurt Busch just in case he just leads 100 laps and gets a top 5 at the end of the day, or even top 10. But I really trust Chase Elliott to be like, I think the guy that leads the most laps in the first stage is probably Chase Elliott. But I think Kurt Busch, I mean, if he gets out to a good restart, race stays clean, he gets a good pit stop. I mean, Kurt Busch does have the potential to lead a lot of laps in the first stage, but I trust Chase Elliott the most. But that's pretty much all the drivers. I'm sorry that was a really quick rundown. I probably talked really quick. Hopefully you could even understand me. It wasn't a lot of time to get a lot of thoughts out, because usually I have a lot of time to analyze the slate and then post a video. But that was right off the top of the dome there. I'm gonna go on Patreon now and do all the extra work. Looks like you guys are probably talking a lot in the chat, so hopefully you guys are helping each other out. I'm gonna answer 5 questions. So ask a bunch of questions, and then I'm gonna answer 5, and I'm gonna get out of here and work. Nearly 500 people watching. Goodness. I'm gonna look at my phone for a second, get everything situated, and then I'm gonna answer 5 questions, and then I'm gonna get out. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Thank you. There's a lot of nice comments there. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Pasu. Thank you. Beth says, can I name a core 4? Sorry, not off the top of my head. Although I'll say one guy I think you should probably lock in cash is Almirola, and then Blaney's pretty close there too. So I think those are guys that stands out just for some good PD upside. Okay. All right, 5 questions. We're gonna start now. And no offense if I don't answer your question, okay? I promise it's nothing personal. It's just I'm not used to having this many people. I'm usually like maxed at 100, so this is a little new for me. Okay, hold on. I know Fred's on my Patreon. He says, do you do ownership projections, and do you compare your projections with that? I don't do ownership projections. I don't know how to do that, so I do have to use a third-party source for that. But I do make my own projections. So, all right. Anyway, let's do the 5 questions. So, Frank says, who do you choose from the racers 6,900 and under? 6,900 and under. I think Ryan Newman is a good option starting 18th. I think he's just way too cheap. He should probably be, I think he's 24th in pricing, and he's like 14th in average finish out of all these drivers. So I think Ryan Newman's a pretty good price play. Not expecting too much PD upside, but I think Newman's fine. And then obviously some of these scrubs. Thank you everyone for the nice things you're saying. David says Blaney or Almirola. I think in GPPs you could go Blaney and hope he gets a higher finishing position and Almirola runs into trouble. But for cash, Almirola for sure. But just in general, I'd probably roll out more Almirola because he's 7,500 and he's starting in the back. There's no downside with Almirola. So just overall, I'll go with Eric there. All right, 3 more questions. I'm just skimming this, guys. It's nothing personal if I don't answer your question. Michael says cheap favorites. It's gonna probably be Suarez, just because he's starting 37th. I think I don't have the qualifying order up again. I turned my phone off, but I think Suarez at 37th is an amazing option. Amazing. Custer 6,400. That's not a bad price tag. Ryan Preece starting 27th. It's pretty good. And Bubba Wallace starts 23rd. McDowell's 27th, I think. Those are all pretty good cheap options. All right, 2 more questions. Oh gosh. Top 3 GPP mid plays. I don't really remember where these guys are starting. I need the qualifying order up. I'm gonna have to get a new. I'm sorry. I need the qualifying order. I only have a few guys up there. Is 37 good for Suarez? Yes. Best driver under 6K. Probably McDowell just because of where he's starting, but I think Bubba Wallace has the highest finishing potential. And 1 more question. Top 3 dominators? Ask Bells. I will say top 3 dominators are probably just in general going to be, I like Chase Elliott starting 3rd. I like Busch starting 11th. And I like Truex starting 8th. I think maybe Chase Elliott leads the good amount of the early portion of this race. Then Truex and Kyle Busch probably do what they usually do, lead laps and contend for a top 3 at the end of the day. All right, guys. I'm sorry if I cut off any of your questions. But but I've never had this many people on a live stream. So I do appreciate all the kind words. I skimmed through them. There's a lot of people saying thank you and you're welcome. And right back at you, I say thanks for tuning into the live stream. That is absolutely awesome. 500 people still at the very end of this, so do appreciate all the support on here. If you want to support me on Patreon, you can feel free to do so. I'm going to be working on my projections like now. I'm going to go outside, get in the patio, and build projections, do rankings, cheat sheets, all that good stuff. So if you want to, hit the link in the description below, and that'll be it. So thank you guys for all tuning in. You're awesome, and hopefully we can do this again on Wednesday, which I believe is the next race. So yeah, going to cut the stream off, and wish you guys the best of luck.